Every enterprise event your organization runs generates an enormous amount of data. Attendee behavior, engagement patterns, session metrics, lead signals, all of it captured, all of it potentially valuable. So here's a question worth asking. Where does it all actually go? In my experience, the honest answer is that your data doesn't live in one place. It lives in 5. Across platforms that don't talk to each other, exports that go into spreadsheets, and dashboards that show you numbers but can't tell you what any of them mean. You technically have access to your data, but that's not the same as owning it. In this video, I want to talk about what that distinction actually costs you, where your data actually lives. The moment an event ends, your data gets fragmented. Registration is in one platform, engagement data is in another, badge scans, lead retrievals, session attendance, post-event surveys, each one sitting in a different system owned by a different vendor. This is especially true for some of the largest events in the industry who are still relying on software relationships from more than 5 years ago. And when leadership asks for ROI attribution, that's the moment the whole chain of event justification breaks down. Not because the data doesn't exist, but because no single person in the organization can pull it together fast enough for it to be useful. This is what data captivity looks like in practice. It's not that your data is locked behind a wall with a sign that says you can't use this. It's that the structure of how event tech is built makes your data practically inaccessible without significant effort to retrieve it. Every vendor owns a piece. No one owns the whole picture, and you're the one paying for all of it. If this is something your team deals with every event cycle, subscribe to this channel because a lot more is coming. Now back to the video. Why the system is built this way. The fragmentation is not an accident. When your data lives inside a vendor's platform, you need that vendor to interpret it. And that dependency is worth something to them. It shows up in renewals, in add-on products, in the analytics modules that cost you extra and more. Platforms know how valuable event and attendee data is, so they purposefully gate it, or worse, make it difficult for you to access without having to pay a premium. Reporting takes weeks, but budget decisions take minutes. And when the data isn't ready in time, budgets disappear before anyone can make a case for what worked. The event teams we work with are not the problem. They're working harder than anyone realizes just to produce reports that should be automatic. The problem is the infrastructure they've been handed. Platforms built in a different era are not built to provide intelligence. And until you name that clearly, you keep pouring effort into a system that was never designed to give you exactly what you need. When event teams own their data, some magical things happen. The attendee experience improves, budgets are allocated appropriately, and business outcome improves exponentially. I've been in this industry long enough to know that this conversation makes some people uncomfortable. Because if enterprise teams generally own their event data and could actually use it, a lot of what's been sold right now wouldn't hold up to the scrutiny. Make sure to subscribe so you stay updated on the latest videos, and I'll see you next time.